Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How na day now? Happy Monday. The Monday is very cold, very cool. So today, what are we gonna be talking about? Nothing much. Let's motivate ourselves. Monday morning motivation. So sometimes when you have an idea in your head, when you plan, put the whole thing together in your head. In your head it's making a lot of sense. Your head is very perfect, like you've dot the I's and crossed all the T's in your head. But when it comes to the actual implementation of that thing in your head, everything goes sideways, and you feel down, you feel disorganized, you feel what's the word now? You feel disappointed, and the thing is, yeah, it's true. You should feel the way you are feeling. Yes, it's allowed because first it's your first time. You had it in your head, so this for the first time you are trying to bring it to actual manifestation or trying carrying it out. That thing you had in your head. So you shouldn't really have to worry too much now. You shouldn't have to pressure yourself too much. Like I said, it's your first time. There's every possibility that when you try it again, you might still fail. I'm not a motivational speaker that will tell you when you try it again, you will get it. It's a lie. You will still fail the second time. Probably you will still fail the third time. I'm sure you will fail the fourth time. But this good part of the failing is that you have four experiences of how you will not do it again. Because you have done it four different ways and you've gotten the same result. Four different ways in the sense that you've tried four different ways and you failed. So which means you've had four different ways which you will not try it again. So moving on, you have fresh ideas, new ways to try it again. Pick from the four ways you've tried it before, or five or six, or as many times you've tried it, provided you have a good blueprint, like even as the Bible says, write a vision, make it plain. And that's the whole idea of having a vision. Because if the vision is plain, no matter how many times you fail trying to achieve that vision, so long it's plain, in the process of failing, you will see, and you will get to a point where you know that okay, from where from at this point it has supposed to have worked, but why didn't it work? So you will observe and say, okay, from this point to this point, it worked to this point. So where the error is from this point to this point. In other words, in simple English, so if it's from point A to point E, that takes that the whole process in point A to point E. So at first, when you started your first trial, you didn't make point A successful, but on the go, point A was successful. Second trial, you were stuck at point C. So you know where it worked from and where it stopped. And in the second trial, you know where it worked from and where it stopped. What I'm trying to say is this: at each failure you encounter, you learn new ways of making it better. You learn new ways of improving. The truth of the matter is, when you fail one and you pull back, you have failed woefully. Then you have failed well. Because that's your idea that you failed once and you ran away from. Somebody else will have the idea and have the resources and have the time to keep failing and keep trying again. Then when he or she has gotten the result, you will now open your mouth and say, that was my idea. It was not your idea. You're not the only one that have that. Your coconut head cannot bring that idea. The idea was just in the open space, and your head was able to capture it at that moment. But because you do not like stress like me, and you don't want anything to pressure you, you like what's that stupid word people used to encourage yourself. Uh, because anybody not pressure me, what will be. My tongue is a big lie. What will be will not be, because if you fail, you will continue to fail if you don't learn from your errors. Uh-huh. So in the process of trying to make it work, learn. Because if you don't learn, you will keep repeating the same error, because you keep making the same mistake, and you will, since you are not learning, you'll be very tired. You will want to give up. In fact, you will give up. It's in the process of learning. It's how you measure growth. Because if you do not fail, you will not know if you are growing. Like my boss, there was one day, okay, he was doing a live video. He was doing a live session. So he wrote the code to a point, and the thing got stuck. He tried and tried and tried. It was on life. Oh, you know, in this life that we are, we human beings, we are very nice. Now, you know, someone coming on a live trying to display what he has accomplished, the milestone he has accomplished. But right in the presence of the live broadcast, the milestone is no longer smiling again. I'm very sure many people will bombard him with laughter and the rest. But he did not quit. He just went offline, tried and get to figure it out. The next morning he came back, he had figured it out. That's how you learn, because you can't give up. Now I'm sure some entitled people will feel like, oh, I'm trying to help people, I'm trying to bring something that will help all of people are laughing at me. I'm not doing again. It's, you know yourself, those entitled people. You know yourself. So, in all, the motivation for you today on Monday is this. You see that thing the thing you've had in your head, you have pictured it in your head, you've drawn the plan in your head. You have the idea is looking nice in your head. If you do not bring it out, like even as the Bible says, write it down, make it plain, you cannot achieve it. And in the process of trying to achieve it, you may fail, you will fail, you might probably fail more than 10 times. Doesn't mean you should stop. If it's an idea that requires a lot of resources, break it down to a level where it will not require much resources, and start from that level of not requiring much resources. If you are successful in that part of not requiring much resources, then you know you stand a chance of surviving with much resources. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Yeah, I'm making sense. In simple term, if your idea is to own a fashion show or a fashion house, start by learning how to sew first. When you've learned how to sew, you've mashed sewing machine or electrical machine, and you felt the pain of sitting for long. So you will appreciate a good material, a good work when you see it. Because like a movie I saw about a food critic, you have not been to the kitchen, you are criticizing what someone spent time and hours, maybe probably standing the whole time to cook, because you have a very bad taste bud of something you have not eaten before. Most probably you are eating it for the first time, but somehow you feel it doesn't taste right. Hello, have you cooked it before? Have you tasted it before? So how do you know it doesn't taste right? What makes you think it's the way it tastes in your tongue is not the way it's supposed to taste? Yeah, think about it. So, with this viewpoint of mine, I know we are guys, so I'm not blasting anybody. Please, you know my hands are clean. I always like speaking the truth. There's nothing you can do to me if I tell you the truth. Worst case scenario, you will come and watch the next truth I will drop. And best case scenario, you like and subscribe and share. So, but you have to like or subscribe and share. It will help my ministry, so that I will, I look at the time I'm doing this, so I'm already tired. I was almost saying I will not just do it again, but I feel like somebody needs to just hear this. Don't wait for anybody to motivate you. You have to motivate yourself, because the person that you are hoping to motivate you also needs motivation. And one more thing, if you're trying to achieve your goal, try to pursue your goal, If you are stuck, because you will be stuck, look for people that that are in that line of field, that have been through it, that are ahead of you, way ahead of you. Look for them. If you can't have access to them directly, look for their materials. You must certainly find materials, people that have achieved great milestones and that are good at what they do. Somehow they give out their content, if not fully, part of their content. So look for their materials. If you can't have access to them directly, get their materials. Let me break it down again. Number one, the vision in your head, bring it to writing. Write it down. Document it. So that even if after you failed a couple of times and you pull back to re-strategize, you know you are working on something. So when you will come back, you will know where to pick up from, not starting afresh again. Unless after pulling back to re-strategize, you realize you have to start again, that maybe you missed it up in the very beginning. That is allowed. It's normal, it's necessary, so that you can achieve the results you are looking for. Secondly, when you fail one, fail two, fail three, fail four, probably fail five or six, don't say God forbid. You can even get to seven. God is not forbidding. It's a learning process. It's a learning process. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't say, I beg, I not do again. Don't say, I'll make anybody say, I'll not try. At least I don't try. Keep trying, because actually my pastor will say, he does not celebrate effort, celebrate results. Get the results, you'll be celebrated. People will know that, because nobody know how many times you failed. They only know the people that have succeeded. They don't really care how many times you failed. But when you fail and you fail woefully, they will still know you failed. So, my people, do your best. Do all you can. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't relent. The white man will say, be relentless. Push hard. When you've pushed and you've pushed and you've pushed and you see that it's not moving, pull back. Observe. What's the obstacle? What's causing the hindrance? What's causing the delay? What are you not doing right? What is not making sense? Observe. Observe critically. If it's something you can outsource, look for people and say, okay, look at this thing for me. And you might not, okay, if you don't want people to steal your idea or whatever, document it, date it, maybe possible, document it with dates, and where that, okay, if it has to do with being is it perjury? I don't know what's the word, where somebody take your content or take your materials. Maybe someone you share your material with, someone, I think, is it plagiarism also? Someone you share your material with, you now end up fast tracking you because he or she has the resources and does it. So that's why you have to document, because something you share from your head, nobody will know where you kept it in your head. But once it's documented with date somewhere, that if it's maybe on the cloud or whatever, they'll go there, they see that even the timestamp matters too. Like my boss will say, timestamp matters because your idea is in your head. But it's the one that you document down that people will see, that people will use to judge. Even if you have to get involved by law, that your the person actually stole your content, at least you have evidence. And like the law people will say, evidence is the law. So it doesn't matter who comes first. It's who have evidence that they will work with. So try and get help where you need help. Try and observe. Try and learn. Get materials at source if it's necessary. Call for multiple eyes to see if it's necessary. Anything you can do to get that result, do it and get the result. But the one thing you should never do is give up. Don't give up. You can take break. Like there's one thing we say, no dodgy. You are allowed to get tired, but don't no dodging. You don't dodge it. You don't run. No dodgy. So it means no dodging. So keep coming, keep showing up, keep like the woman in the Bible that kept on disturbing the judge. Keep pushing, ask for help, ask for most importantly, look for people that have done it before. Get their materials. If you do not have the resources, when you get the materials of those people that have done it before, you will know what they use. You have the idea of what they use, so you will know how to go about getting the materials that will not really take much from you. If your idea is very big, break it down to the lowest common factor and work on the lowest common factor. If you can be successful in the lowest common factor, it will not be hard to scale up, because from the result of your lowest common factor, it will be easy for someone to come in and help you out. Thank you very much. I remain your humble truth talker. Yes. Thank you. I've hung with this viewpoint of mine. Happy Monday. Love you.